Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of the Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, this is basically going to be a gaming rant slash real life rant, more or less. So basically, it does have to do with the game I play, obviously, and getting basically bitched out recently about some shit because fucking who even knows anymore. So basically, for those who don't know, obviously I play that game, Walking Dead Survivors is what it is. Been playing that for almost a year and a half now. I think roughly, give or take, is about. I think it was right around July 4th of 2022. I think is when I started playing. Which for those who don't know about that previously, um, I was in a really bad headspace around that time in history because that was when I had the fallout with Guns and Barbecue and all those guys like that. I was wrongfully accused of shit that I wasn't, and basically put me into a really bad place, really, really bad depression, obviously, where I couldn't get out of my own head for a long time there. And this all happened to be around the same time I got a new phone, and then saw in the App Store it was like talking about games and stuff in there. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting because it was about Walking Dead, and I'm just like, oh, let's check this out. And then I checked it out one day and didn't stop playing after that's what it was. And you know, um, the first season of that game had a bunch of ups and downs. It had you know multiple clan leaders to begin with in the clan, and then it was basically the one chick had taken over, and then she's basically been sort of clan leader since that's what it is. And I've always felt I was a right hand man, honestly. Like that's the way she treated me, honestly, in most cases. It was like, hey, you're gonna be here for me, right, to help me out with stuff. And I'm like, yeah. To the point where I created multiple other accounts in this region to help her out and stuff like that because I knew we were gonna be to the point where I actually had detriment in those two accounts for at least a season early on because it was basically relegated to more or less a dead clan, leading a dead clan that had not enough people on it to even really do dailies on a daily basis. It wasn't for me doing it with myself at that point. For, clan to clan is what it is there. With my two accounts, there wouldn't have been actual different events run. Period. End of story. And so basically about the last, I've talked about this before, the difference between whales and mini whales and all that stuff like that, and the sort of pay to win people, but not really pay to wins. They put a few dollars in, but not a whole lot. And the thing is, it's like, there are some of these people in here now. We're like, I think it's not even a day now until season 7. It's like maybe like 14 hours, something like that. Right now, I'm filming this, maybe 12 hours even for that matter. And like we just finished season 6. We had all these new people come in with the last cross region relocation thing. And it's a lot of people again that are put a bunch of money into this and stuff at this point, and they're basically they're able to run stuff is what it is. They're able to run rallies, they're able to run the higher stuff, the 31s for the season wagons and stuff like that, the 28s for the 30s for the Negan trucks now is what it is. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be getting those done is what it is. And I'm trying to help out. I'm trying to be the guy that's like, hey, this is like, you can look at the chat like last 4 or 5 days now we've been doing this stuff where it's like I'm either jumping in on those, or if I'm not jumping on them, I'm actually being the guy that's like, hey, here's the thing for him. It needs to get this is what it is, and it's giving the people opportunities that need them to be able to get what's left of the Walker wagon gets and stuff like that, or the Negan wagons is what it is there. For their drops and things like that, because obviously you only have 15 boxes between, which is so stupid. They really need up that to like at least 25 to 50, honestly, for those things. Because if you have like 100-person clan that's all active and stuff like that, if you have potentially 30, 40 people on at once, they're going to be gone in like 5 minutes or less. Versus if you have, that same amount of people, but it's like, maybe there's like 10 or 12 on at the time or whatever, you might be getting all of them, but like a couple. And then those couple, disappears what it is with the 15 then. But the entire point is, it's like, the other day we had, I can't remember how often this happens, if it's once a week or once every couple of weeks. It was the Tides events. And the thing is, like, I was even the one that said, like, hey, maybe we should do the fucking Tides. We won't actually do it today. And truth be told, dude, I had no fucking idea it was even happening that day. Like I said, a couple hours before that, and I ended up going to sleep for a while. And when I woke up, I was like, "Oh, we're in tides. Oh, okay. Can somebody, that's more powerful than I am reinforce me so I don't get killed? Here's what it is." And that's the thing. That's what I've been doing for months now. Is what it is mostly. Um, because there are people in this thing. Like obviously right now we can't do it. It's just between our current clan currently because our coalition that exists in there. Um, if we're in our main like home region, we can't actually reinforce people. Is what it is, which I think is stupid, honestly. But the entire point of it is though is that we can do it if we are in a season region and stuff like that. We can have our base over here, and they can have their base over there, and we have their base over there, and we're just reinforcing each other's what it is there. And I try to do that as much as possible. But the thing is, it's like, yeah, when you're like, I think the real problem is honestly, it's like you have three different sets of people across the world in these clans. You have Americans like myself. You have people in Europe. That's a different time zone entirely. Like either several hours ahead of us or several hours behind us, whatever it is. I'm not even sure anymore at this point. And then you have Asia as like a continent, basically, that's also part of this, which whether it be, China or, you know, the Philippines or whatever the case be there. And it's like, dude, like I have no idea what their fucking time zone is either for that matter. And so we've tried the last couple of months is what it is here, last like season or so. We tried to set up a thing where it's like, the times that we have is like constant times for these things is what it is, which makes sense. You want to keep those consistent so everybody knows exactly when they're going to happen. They can actually, pretty much be there for them is what it is. Thing of it is though, at the same time, there's a lot of the times where because of when that is, and because of the way my sleep schedule is, and because of the way that, going into real life stuff here, because of my elderly mother's health condition and my own health condition for that matter, there's a lot of times where I will be up in the middle of the night like this, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., whatever it is, and I'll be passed out, 10 a.m. is what it is then, which is when a lot of these things are going on then. And that's why, there's been times where in the past I'll go into the coalition chat like 5 minutes before I'm asleep, literally fucking passing out as I'm typing the shit in my phone and being like, yo, can I get a rain over here? And just drop my coordinates is what it is then. Knowing full well that one of these T10 people that just a single formation from one of these powerful T10 people would be enough to take me from 1 to 20 in the tides events. Meanwhile, for someone like myself, if I was to just have to be on my own as what it is there, I would be lucky, going through T9s right now and then finally getting a T10 right now myself is what it is for my F1s anyway. I would be lucky if I could take down, half of these things without having to keep redoing and healing everything else like that's what it is, and then reformatting my formations and stuff like that's what it is then and whatnot. And so, as of this morning, a couple hours, like an hour or so ago, I was going through the things for the rewards and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's weird. Like I know before this I was getting, rank 4 rewards too. Like what the fuck? And then I looked over the thing and I'm like, why am I now rank 2 with no explanation? And so, I was because I noticed it was the clan leader that did it, is what it was, and I'm like, hey, what's up with this, and stuff. And she was like bitching at me about like, oh, fucking, you're being selfish because you haven't been here for like any of these events, and these are clan events, and and you haven't rained anybody, and you're asking for rains the other day, and then you were sitting there like doing like world events during the event itself or whatever, and I stopped raining you because of that and whatnot. And it's like, okay. And the whole thing was like she was bitching about like, oh, you never reinforce anybody in this whole thing and whatever. It's like, again, you realize I'm asleep during these events most of the time, right? Like the only reason I was even awake at that point was because of the fact that I end up waking up out of a dead sleep and jumping on, completely didn't even realize that we were in a fucking tides event at that point. Because again, like I said, with that particular one, I was the one that even said, didn't add all everybody and be like, hey, are we going to do this today if we actually want to get, points for it or whatnot? And yeah, then it was set up literally after I said that, went to sleep, and then it was set up sometime during that time is what it was, and woke up to the damn thing in progress is what it was then. And, call it absent-mindedness or whatever the case be or whatever, dude, but like, I don't know, like it's just... It's very aggravating, and I told her what was up, man. Like, Mom's had falls. I've had fucking health issues recently, dude. Like, that's the truth, honestly, at the end of the day. You know, my mother, in the past 6 months, has had 2 bad falls. You know, she got, like, that one time I was doing a stream here, I had to run out to the fucking back because she was literally laying on the fucking concrete in the back because she had slipped on a damn crack back there. Had to call the fucking ambulance to come out here and help her out. She was in the hospital for like 3 days because of that shit. And then, obviously, more recently, she was having a dizzy spell trying to go to the bathroom here. This is about, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago now at this point. She ended up, because the way that our house is set up, we don't actually have, you know, doors to our bedrooms is what it is here. And yeah, there's just a curtain. If I point the camera over, there was a curtain right there where my doorway is. She just fell through the fucking curtain and smacked right into my box springs is what it was there and hurt her back real bad. And it's been affecting her quite a bit since then. And, you know, I've been trying to help her out as much as possible, man. But I can't do much of anything because my back is totally fucked too, for that matter, because the falls I had when I was living in Columbus is what it was there. So yeah, you know, it's a situation where it's like, you know, I know her mobility is super limited now. I know my mobility is like way worse than it used to be. And, you know, most of the time when I'm awake at times like this, because my back's hurting real bad, is what it is right now. Like, right now, it's fucking killing me, honestly. I need to go to chiropractor one of these days soon, but I don't know how long it's going to be, is what it'll be. So, yeah, it's a situation there. And it's like, yeah, having to get regular chiropractic adjustments like every couple of weeks because your back is so fucking screwed up. Not even being able to physically work because your back is so fucked that if you actually were to bend over, lift something up, and then twist weird, you're going to be on the fucking ground because your spinal cord is going to be out of such alignment is what it'll be. They're just going to be writhing in agony the whole entire time, which is what my life's been for the past 10 plus years now. Those don't know about that one. You know? And that's the thing, man. Like, it's a situation there where, you know, I try to do my best, trying to do, you know, things and stuff like that. And as I said to her, I'm like, you know, no matter what, like, real life is going to take priority over a game all the time, every single time. So, you know, if you want to call me selfish, call me fucking selfish, dude. The thing is, too, like, even, you know, I've talked about this before on this, I think, if I'm not mistaken. There was I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was sometime last season or it was sometime in season 5. I think it was sometime last season, actually. So it would have been season 6 then. Like the very early stages of season 6 before everything went down and we had, you know, a bunch of people that were, you know, they dipped out is what it was, dude. They had, you know, showed their true colors that they were basically, you know, traitors to the clan and stuff like that. And they didn't want to be part of that clan coalition, etc. And basically went off and did their own thing and stuff like that, man. Because they didn't want to fight. And the thing is, you know, I was there that whole time. I was doing my thing that whole time. I was helping out as much as I possibly could that whole time. And the thing is, you know, you want to call me selfish, but if that were the case, why the hell would I have formations building a fucking expansion base for the last 3 to 4 days right now, trying to get our shit done before the fucking season 7 opens right now? Why would I have spent over 25,000 rubies in this game, which, by the way, are hard as fuck to come by, unless you're actually paying into the fucking game or unless you're getting really lucky with, like, various, like, walker wagons and trucks and stuff like that. But yeah, why would I have spent that much shit in the past month or two to get farther ahead and to actually finally, specifically, actually, let's go back further than that. Why would I, 6 months ago or so, give or take, have thought to myself, I should probably go after this cavalry T10 before anything else is what it is, because that actually helps us out the most is what it is, coalition-wise, for future builds. And then spent several months of my life now gathering stuff, and like I said, a bunch of fucking, you know, rubies that are hard to come by is what it is, because you only get, like, I think it's like 600-700 a day is what it is, give or take there. Maybe 1,000, it's not even 1,000 a day if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I want to say it's like 600 or 700 is what it is there for even the highest shit. So maybe 8 at most. But yeah, it's under 1,000 though. But yeah, that being said, the entire thing is though, and most of the time you can actually spend over 1,000 a day is what it is. You're actually, you know, it's diminishing returns is what it is there. And so yeah, I'm sitting there literally holding on to this stuff, keeping it and keeping it and keeping it and keeping it to then use it for the benefit of the coalition overall coming up into season 7 right now. knowing full well that I will have at least one formation that at all times, could be a loaded T10 cavalry just to fucking build. Not one, not two, possibly times 3 at this point. One in each of my accounts, because as of this morning, I spent another 4,500 rubies to up my fucking last account, wipe my entire shit out, by the way, for that matter. I have like a couple hundred left right now is what it is there at most. Wipe pretty much up my entire inventory to buy a bunch of speed ups to make sure that I could be T10 before the season starts so that I could actually start building T10 cavalry now. And be able to, in the next week or so, have enough to actually get ahead and start having something in a base is what it is there. But yeah, I'm selfish, Megan. Nah. I'm just worried about my fucking family. And mostly what it is, you know what? And this is the thing, really. The honest truth, man. I don't like to bring up personal shit. If I don't have to tell people about personal shit, dude, I won't. You know? And that's what it is. And that's the thing. And that's the difference between myself and other people. Like, other people will go into a game and bring personal life into the game. I go into a game to escape reality. You know? I don't want to talk about my personal life. I just want to play the game, kind of thing. If you want to sit there and say I'm something or whatever the case be, then fucking have a set thing then. You know, we tried that, I think, last season, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, it was about 2 weeks, give or take, where you had it was a couple of the chicks were setting something up there is what it was. By the way, one of those people that actually left our clan is what it was, and after the fact. Because she was one of the people that decided to dip out and not actually help out because she was a powerful person there. And she could have helped us out quite a bit, dude. You know who was helping that whole time, though? I was. You know who was helping do stuff and not fuck themselves over? I was. The only times I was ever on our actual home region during things was during kill events. During days-long kill events. And that was only because I couldn't sit there and spend 8 hours shields. Because I would have run out too fast. Because I'm not going to pay a bunch of money into a shield. Because I'm not going to pay... Because, first of all, in many cases, I couldn't afford to do a 3-day shield for 2,500 rubies, dude. I couldn't at that time. Legitimately. Because I didn't have enough rubies to do it, is what it was. And if I did, it's a 3-day fucking shield, dude. It expires for 3 days. And then what? Then you have to put up more shields is what it is then. Because some of those events are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days long is what it is there. And it's like, why would I do that? No, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to do the things the right way. And I'm going to come in there for 8 hours, give or take maybe 7.5 hours, making sure that I don't get fucking, unshielded and then get fucking burned out by somebody randomly. One of these pay-to-win people is what it is. And then I'm going to dip out to the fucking season is what it'll be. I'll dip out to our home region then. And most of the time when I'm doing that, it's when I'm going to sleep. And even I've been told that in the past. It's like, yeah, don't get burned. Go to the fucking home region if you're going to go to sleep for a while or something. Like, I've been told that since, like, Season 2, basically. Oh, don't get burned. Go to the home region. Hang out. Sleep. Come back when you're awake then. And that's mostly what I do most of the time anyway. So, and like I said the other day when I was doing these gaming chats, honestly, I mentioned it then. I was like, I feel like the way we're going right now, even with this new thing, where it's going to be this Warp Active stuff, dude, this is going to be a pay-to-win T10 fight, legitimately. It's not going to be me as a free-to-play player being the one, going out there and murking people out and shit, dude. No, it's going to be the people that have paid, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars into this game right now over the last year or so. They're going to be the ones, taking the lead and beating some ass is what it'll be. It'll be a lot of these new people like Mr. B, etc., that are in our clan that have an Ezekiel that can actually, do a thing by himself is what it is. And then you can basically have a bunch of T9s, T8s, etc. on there with him as a T10, and he can just carry the whole fucking thing. And that's the thing. This is what I've been trying to do this whole time. I've been trying to do this thing so I can actually carry other people, dude. Hell, I will start things knowing full well that my formations, at least the first couple of them there, can carry them to a successful win all 3 times. Hey, everybody, jumping on this. You know? I've been that guy. I've been grinding my fucking ass off for over a year now. And you want to sit there and act like because I'm not part of a fucking random event in the clan that I'm so-called selfish? Like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know. Like I said, it's very, very irritating. Nope. I was going to jump into that and I couldn't do it because somebody else just did. Yeah, like I said, man, just... I'm going to see if anybody said anything back to me then or not. Nope, she never did get back to me. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Yeah. And the thing is, like I said the other day, I even went to her on Discord the other day and was like, hey, this is how we can do things better to get everybody else stronger is what it is. And that's the thing, right? Like, if I didn't give a shit, about us as a whole, whether it be a clan, coalition, etc., I wouldn't be actively thinking up strategy right now to get weaker players stronger, to help them out, to get them where they need to be. And that's the thing. Y'all want to make something and tell me, hey, go ahead and send a formation over here to this person, or whatever the case be, or these people over here, or whatever. Okay, cool. I'll fucking do that then. Nobody says shit. Nobody has added me at all in this whole thing and been like, hey, I need some help over here, whatever the case be. Had they done that and I've been on there, I would have been like, okay, cool. Here you go, bro. Send you a fucking formation there. So, I don't know. And the thing is, too, it's like, this is what I think is even more fucked up, though, right? So, I remember, and it was last season, probably, I don't know, maybe August or so, give or take. I'm trying to think exactly how long ago that season was now, because it was like, I want to say it was like 50-something days, so it would have been like, no, so that would have been season 5 then. Maybe September then. That sounds about right. Like early September, probably. And this is when we were doing our thing there for, where you, and this is what I think was the stupidest thing about it, by the way. So you had everybody sitting there, and it was basically, you would have these people do like this word sheet thing, whatever the case be, and it was like them basing it off like power levels or whatever the case be, which, by the way, you cannot base that thing off that. You have to base it off what the fuck they're actually sending you is what it is, dude. And yes, you can have somebody that's, overall, like, and again, going back to the whole power level, there's obviously a huge difference between combat power level and overall power level in this game. Because the overall power level includes all your other dudes, all your little worker bees that do like construction buildings and stuff like that's what it is there, and like gathering and whatnot. Those people are then put into a situation where it's a whole nother extra power level, because you have one that's like, a couple hundred thousand, whatever it is, a couple million, or a couple, sorry, not a couple hundred thousand, a couple 100 million then, versus your combat power that might be like, 40, 50, 60 million or something like that. Or even in my case, I think it's like 80 or 90 now is what it is, something like that, give or take. Still 100 million for sure. But the thing of it is, though, is there's a huge difference when you have someone that has an F1 or 2 or 3 that are T9s and someone that has an F1 that's a T8. Those do not mesh at all. And that's the problem. What you were having them do was you were having them basically... I'm trying to think how this was done now. Yeah, it was really stupidly done, honestly. So basically what we were supposed to be doing was you had them have each person basically sending out all... I think at this point we only had 4 formations, but it was before we had fifth formation then. So I think this would have been... Actually, I think it would have been season 5, actually, in the middle of season 5 then. So yeah, so basically this is about probably like a season and a half ago, I think, give or take. And then, yeah, you were having them send out shit, all your formations, hoping to get back a bunch of formations. So you'd have like a full building, which is just dumb, by the way. Because the thing is, you can have someone in there... Again, this is the difference between power levels, obviously, in this game. I could, as a T9, depending on where this person's at in the thing, if it was, because obviously there's different levels of the Tides event. There is what it is. You get up to Hell 2 is eventually what it is there. But you can be stuff like, difficult, headache, nightmare, etc. before you're like Hell, etc. there. Because now you got like Hell 1, Hell 2 is what it is. And so I could be there, like there could have been a dude that's like a headache dude or whatever the case be. I could have sent any of my formations to that person at the time, and I did actually a couple times, where it was like F2 or F3 or whatever the case be, and they got through about half of it, and then I had to send my F1 over there to them to redo it, is what it was then, to make sure they didn't get killed then. And the thing about that was, you had a very different strategy at that time as well, because you also had then, like I said, with this other strategy that worked for about a week and a half ago, take is what it was, because I think we did it like twice, and then we basically abandoned that shit forever is what it is there, because it was just stupid. And the thing was, you had people being power leveled up, where it was like, okay, you're a big powerful T9 over here that's almost T10 status. We're going to give you some low rank T9 as like your first dude to go in the formations then for your rank, for your ratings is what it was. And then it's like, here's a T8 and another low level T9 and then another T8. And then, oh, you're just fucked. Meanwhile, if you just left your F1 sitting there that could protect your ass for like, I don't know, 8, 10 fucking goes is what it is. And then you just simply had somebody else jump in there halfway through or whatever, you're good to go then, man. Or in the same vein of things, if you had like a lower level T10 for that matter, even like a mid-level T10 for that matter, jump in there, they could take the first 10, 12 hits or something like that, then you're making it to like 17, 18 in, give or take, with your own formations, then it'll be. So, yeah, there were many times that happened, actually, even that during that 2-week time span is what it was there, where you had legitimately back-to-back events, and it was, actually, I don't know if it was 2 weeks or not, it was, like I said, I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly how long it is that we do these, if it's every week or every couple of weeks is what it is then. I think it's every couple of weeks, I want to say it's twice a month, maybe. So, yeah, you would have that thing happen like 2 times in a month or whatever then, and then we just banned it after that. After that was what it was. So you had that whole thing happen, and yeah, there were times where it was like, you would have us set up to people or whatever the case be, and then these same individuals were nowhere to be fucking found. Like, they weren't even on for days. Like, you were having people in there that had been absent in the clan for like a week almost at that point. And people are all like, oh, I don't get it. What's going on here, man? Kind of thing or whatever. It's like, yeah, y'all are dumb. Like, you need to account for these things, dude. Like, why would I send a formation to this guy's fucking town when he ain't even going to be there for fucking 4 or 5 days? And I know for a fact he's not going to be there. Rain my ass is what it is then. Like, that's just stupid. You're leaving me fucking dead to rights at that point. You're leaving my town fucking completely empty. And then you wonder why I go into the clan or the coalition and I'm like, hey, need reinforcement over here then. And specifically be like, T10 reinforcement, please. Yeah, because I know that the T10 that's coming to me is probably going to be powerful enough to actually go through the whole fucking thing then. And that's what it should have been, honestly. What it should have been was you had tiers of reigning. And the technical way it should have been is if you're all at Hell 2, you should have people who are actually T10. If they have a T10 formation on their own, as their F1 or whatever the case be, have them be on, have them reign their town with that one. If they need backup at some point, have them call for backup. From a stronger T10 or whatever the case be. That's in your clan or in your coalition, whatever it is there. Obviously, the thing with coalition is you would have to have them there to begin with, because unfortunately, and this is something that needs to change, honestly, once you start a Tides event, you can't be reigned by other members of your coalition that are not in your actual clan, which is fucking stupid. That should be a thing that should be able to be done, no matter what, even during events like that. So yeah, you would have, and that's exactly what I would do. It'd be, a couple hours before that when I was going to go to sleep, then I'd be like, hey, if T10s want to come reign, like, here's my coordinates, here you go, kind of thing is what it is there. And I'd leave them there for them. And sometimes people would come, sometimes they wouldn't. And that's the thing, dude. That was up to them. Hell, sometimes I had people that were like T8s and low-level T9s come in there and try to reign me, and they did for a couple of goes. And then they died very quickly is what it was. And then I simply had my formations take over and beat them, just idly is what it was there for like another 6, 8, 10 goes, or whatever it was there. And then eventually, by the time, level 14, 15, whatever it was, rolled around, it was like loss in a row there is what it was. Unless somebody else came in there to reign me after that, if that'd be the case then. So, But yeah, one of the things that Megs was saying was how if I was going to be selfish or whatever, I should just basically reign my own accounts, and that's that'd be the case. Now it's like, what the fuck do you think I was doing the other day, honey? Like, seriously. Like, I wondered why she left me in the one the other day, and halfway through, and then apparently that's what it was, is that I was doing the thing or whatever off the sides what it was there. And by the way, I wasn't doing it during events, I was doing it in between the fucking attacks. Big difference there, by the way. So I know they could be back in time. And the thing is, if you wanted me to be out there going to the people, then fucking say something. Directly message me at that point. Be like, hey, buddy, gonna need you to go over there and protect this guy. Okay, cool. There you fucking go. Formation done. But she didn't say shit. Am I supposed to be a fucking mind reader? No, I'm not. That's the whole point, dude. I never was. I never claimed to be. I'm not fucking psychic. I wish I was, honestly. Maybe I can make some fucking money off that then. Shit, man. I might be a damn millionaire at this point if I knew that shit. Be able to know the lottery numbers before they happen and stuff like that, dude. Shit, man. Be nice. But anyway. So yeah, it's just a bunch of BS entirely. And then they want to sit there and bitch about, like, oh, you're not acting for the clan's benefit. It's like, bullshit, I'm not. If that were the case, I wouldn't be actively dedicating months of my fucking life right now. And meanwhile, this is months of my life, by the way. I would not have been actively dedicating months of my life to playing this game and helping people out right now. If I were really that much of a selfish asshole, I would have been gone a long time ago, dude. But no, I was there. I was there for everybody I needed to be. So, And like I said the other day, when you're fucking half asleep and you forget what's going on, then it's like, yeah, maybe you do something, you don't even think about it, honestly. It's like subconsciously you're not even thinking about it, honestly, there. Meanwhile, as it was, when it was all said and done, I was actually able to do my stuff then in that particular account. I just had to keep adjusting stuff and whatnot is what it was there, and be able to get it done that way is what it was then. But yeah, overall, I was able to actually finish those off then. So, anyway. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, semantics at this point. If she wants to give me a fucking thing and, let me regain some trust there, whatever the case be, and possibly give me back my original ranking or whatever, then cool. If she doesn't want to do that, that's fine too. You know, the thing is, it doesn't hurt me at the end of the day. It hurts all them, honestly, because the thing is, it's not like I wasn't giving up. You know, like just shifting back clan points in the clan so we could be ready to go at any time, dude. Like, yeah, I might not be spending rubies on the shit and doing, you know, all kinds of craziness or whatever there, but yeah, I'm working my fucking ass off to get things done, is what it was there, man. So, and like I said, if it wasn't for, you know, spending all that shit the other day, like I wouldn't have been this far ahead right now. Like, there's a reason why I gave the updates to people. I was like, hey, you know, here's how much time I got left, and that, even like the other day, when I was talking to them in the thing, there is what it was, you know. And we were having that Q&A thing, and I was like, yeah, it's going to be this far before I get done or whatever. And it's like, you know, I'm talking about, oh, open up the wallet or whatever the case be. And I'm like, yeah, not possible, dude. And it's like, it doesn't matter anyway, because at the end of the fucking day, I was still able to get it done then, dude. I was still able to figure it out in that time period in the last week and a half or so, give or take, and be able to get this to T10 before the fucking season even ends. So, like I said, I was just giving the thing about that point was I was just giving them a general time period of how much it was going to be then. Like, it was like, oh, it's going to be this far until I get to this thing or whatever the case be. It wasn't like, oh, hey, by the way, I was going to be here like, you know, a day from now or whatever the case be. It's like, no, dude, I'm going to be here like, you know, it's going to take a couple weeks or whatever probably. And, you know, maybe it'll be right before the season starts. Maybe it'll be right as the season is going then. And yeah, as it turns out, it's right before the season fucking starts here. And now we're getting ahead is what it was there. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, it just, it honestly, it hurts. It does. I feel betrayed, truthfully. Because the thing was, like, at any time she could have said something to me, man. She could have been like, oh, you know, I kind of want you to do this or whatever the case be, not, you know, seem like you're doing your own thing, whatever over here. Like, she could have just straight up said that to me, honestly. And I would have been more, you know, not as house of mind, I guess, is what it would have been then. But again, you know, when you're taking care of your elderly mother, when you're trying to help her out, when you're trying to make sure that she's not having fucking falls and shit, dude, when you're stressed out like a motherfucker, you know, trying to deal with that shit, it's like, yeah, sometimes things become, you know, second mind is what it is, dude. Sometimes you just forget is what it is, honestly. And that's truth of the matter, you know? So, but yeah, like I said, I feel very, very hurt, I guess is what I'd say best. Yeah, that's about all I can really say about it right now, honestly. It just feels, I don't know. I just feel bad, honestly, I guess. Like, and it's not like I was trying to, like, this thing, right? Like, it's not like I was trying to be a fucking asshole or anything, dude. It's like, you know, and the thing is, it's not like, this is what's fucked up to me, too, by the way. It's not like there's not other people here that have been doing the exact same fucking thing that I've been doing even longer than. So it's like, yeah, if you had a problem with it, then just fucking say something to me, Jesus. You know, maybe I would try to change my sleep schedule around for your ass and get it done then. But no, like, I don't know, man. It's just infuriating. Yeah, I don't know. It really is just fucking aggravating at the end of the day. It's even more aggravating is trying to go after one of these things and then missing it and still losing out your stamina on that one. That sucks. As does going for the blue dogs and only getting one of them, or zero for that matter, depending. I'm going for another one right now. That potentially has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potential for up to 6 on it. I doubt it'll be that many, honestly. Probably be a couple, if it any at all, for that matter. Yep, it was 1. A single fucking dog. That's bullshit, dude. That, again, if you're gonna give me the possibility of having up to 6, dude, it should be at least a couple then. guaranteed. Like I would say honestly, like I said before with this, if you're gonna do it like that with the whether it be the common ones, which are the green ones, the blue ones, which I think are either uncommon or rare, and then it's the purple that's an epic, and then the yellow that's legendary, yellow gold, whatever you call it there. Um, you would be better off if you had those things done correctly and were able to get it done then, and you had it be okay. This is what you could potentially get all these or whatever the case be, but this is what we'll guarantee to give you then every single time. And it would be like a couple dogs here, a few dogs there, whatever the case be, depending on which one it is. Because, like I said, with the green one, it should be guaranteed at least one animal, and then it should be for the blue, it should be two. For the epic, it should be, I would say, roughly four, give or take, and then for the legendary, it should be more or less five, or maybe even just do three and four. Then, if that be the case, maybe it's like guarantees, and anything over that would be, the rest or whatever. Then for like the RNG of the whole thing, that would be the case then. So, but either way, it is what it is. Like I said, I find it very, very disheartening. So I don't know. I'll give her a couple days, see if she checks her messages then or not, and wants to discuss stuff or not. So it's whatever at this point. It's not like anything I can really do about it currently. But yeah, it's just like I said, for me, it's just kind of it does hurt, man. It really does. Because I thought we were cool. That's the thing. Like, and that's the thing. You think you're cool, man. Like, it seems like you're cool with everybody, and I know they just out of nowhere, just like, oh fuck you, then. And it's like, what the fuck, And it's like, oh, you weren't doing this thing. It's like, well, then why don't you fucking tell me that? And maybe I'll do it differently. Like Jesus, you know. Again, don't expect me to read your fucking mind. I don't have that ability, hun. So, anyway, run this, see if anybody jumps in on it or not. But yeah, it makes me feel bad, honestly. Like knowing that shit, and then like the thing is too, she could even sent me a message right there that day and been like, "Hey, if you're not gonna help out, then fuck you" or something like that, and it would have been like, oh, "Okay." Like I would have got the message then really quickly, man. But she didn't even say that shit. She just fucking left. So it's like again, how am I supposed to know what the fuck's going on when you're not even fucking, whatever-ing? So I don't know anymore. Like I said, very much just infuriating, I guess is what the best thing to say is on that one. No, we should have enough to. Ah, damn, I don't. All right, well, I'll do what I can then. And the thing is, too, it's the same exact thing the other day. Like I was saying, like this is what's even more fucked up, right? I'm not even sure this is after she changed my ranking or not. But I was even saying in the clan chat the other day, I'm like, yeah, maybe we should use F5s on this so everybody can get a hit in on this stuff and get fucking rewarded. And what do people do? Nope, let's just use whatever the fuck here. And then as it was, you had like 30-ish people out of 99 get the fucking shit then. So it wasn't even the third of the fucking clan getting the shit then. It's like 32 people or something like that. Wasn't even 1/3. It's like, Jesus, man. And the thing is, I know damn well some of these people that have paid into the damn game could afford to fucking not take an extra couple keys there. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's just it does hurt when you've been with a person for X amount of time or whatever, and it's like, you think you're cool with them is what it is, and then it turns out they're just like, nope. And that's the thing, like, yeah, it's just a game ranking, but at the same time, it's like it actually meant something to me, right? Because it felt like I was part of something. Because it felt like I was part of the team. You know, that's the reason I showed up to that Q&A the other day, man. Like a week or two ago, whatever it was now, is because I felt like we were all doing something. I felt like we were working together. And apparently that was not the case. I don't know, man. Like I said, it just hurts. It really does. No, as it is, I end up getting top 4 or 5 the other day in my one account. In the third account, there's what it was when I cracked that T10 stuff, and I should say fourth in the survival challenge event for the time. And because of that, I ended up getting, I think it was like 3 fragment boxes that could be Dwight slash advanced called arms Dwight is what it was there. Or it was like Negan or Pamela. And so obviously I took the Dwights as what it was. So I'm like a little bit further ahead than that one than them and everybody else now. So I think that one will be like maybe like 3 weeks from now or something like that is what it'll be. That'll be up to 50 then or so, give or take. So I'll have to check on that one just to make sure real quick here and figure that one out exactly. Because right now I have, let me see how many's in here currently. Yeah, right now I have 13 of 50. And then I'm at 24,000 right now in the Thriving Forces event. Oh, I didn't even realize that one. So apparently I'm 59th right now in the rankings. That's cool. Does that do anything for me, though, is the question. I don't think it does, but who knows? No, it doesn't. It's just if you remain top 100, obviously, though, you get rubies and shit. But yeah, you got to be top 50 to get the extra fragmentation then, which I doubt I'll be able to do now. So yeah, I'll probably end up being like top 75 or something like that and get like 1,000 rubies or some shit then. When it's all said and done here in the next couple of days. And then from there, it'll be whatever then. So, yeah, let's see here now. Does that give you a single key? And looks like 5 long ranges for 2K. Yeah, that's not enough. Not enough. If I was going to do that, I'd spend the 2K on, fuck do you call it then? What's funny to me too is that she was bitching about like a couple of my accounts being next to her, whatever the case be. I think the way she was saying it was all my accounts were next to her, which is not the case. Only 2 of them are. The other one's like way further away from you. On the completely other side, right by the base, is what it is there. And then, yeah, it was the one that was like right next to her. Was the one that she was raining at the time. So, but again, it is what it is. As it was, like I said, that one was able to go like pretty much 10 rounds on its own, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go. Actually, I'm going to go back and see if I can get the thing from a couple days ago when that happened then. I don't know if I can go back that far in my reports or not. Maybe I can. See, these are all from today, I believe. Yeah, let's see. It would have been what would that have been? The 13th. Okay, yeah, here you go. 13th. Okay, so let's see. Don't even see number 1 here at all. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see here now. Okay, so that would have. Oh, never mind. This was a different. Shit, I'm on the wrong account now. I was like, damn it! I was gonna show. No, that was the one that Jeff was taking over. Then makes sense. Again, he's powerful as fuck, you know. And that's the thing, man. Like that's how it should be. It should be the more powerful T10 goes into the less powerful, like T9 or low level T10, whatever it is. There helps them out, and then you go from there. Is what it is, you know. Like it's not that hard of a thing to comprehend, man. You're doing what needs to be done for each other. You're not fucking over each other. Is what it is, man. So I don't know. Again, it's semantics. Like I said, the only thing that really bothers me is the fact that I'm not, gonna get the shit down is what it is. And then it was nice being able to get the extra rewards, honestly, every time because it allowed me to get extra clan points as what it was there. So now it's gonna be somebody else getting those, or nobody get all getting those. That'll be the case now. So yeah, it's just sort of dumb, honestly. So whatever. Whatever. Okay, never mind. That wasn't one. Doesn't matter though. Okay, let's see. Do a couple more of those. Okay, where was that now? Yeah, let me go back and do my thing from my clan. So I'm gonna see if this is the thing I'm looking at right now or not. And do I have the ability to do any of those up? I actually do. Cool. Okay. Well, then we will do that one up and send it rolling. Anyway. All right, let's see here now. So we got. What was I saying then? It was the. Let's see, reports thing here. So let's go back to our reports thing here. So that would have been the 13th, give or take. This is all the 15th, 14th. Okay. Still 14. Okay, here we go. 13th. Okay, so let's see. 2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 10. Okay, so it was right before 11. Okay, so yeah, literally looking at my reports right now, I literally came in halfway through. I had come in halfway fucking through at that point when she was there defending my shit, right? And didn't even think about what we were doing at the time or whatever, and that's why I did the thing right now, right? And then she got pissed about that. Okay. So yeah, that's when I sent out. Let's figure this out now. Where are we even at right now? Yeah, that's when I had to send. Figure out where I'm at right now. Okay, so I sent out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so there was 4 formations that got sent out because that was my 2 through 5, right? And then I had to literally yank back. Or no, okay, she got me for 11. She was in there for the 11th one. Okay. Sorry, I have to keep going back down because fucking stupid thing is being retarded right now, not allowing me to just see where I am right now. Okay, now there we are. Okay. Okay, so she took it to 11th. Okay. So let's see. It's 10, 11. Then I had done another one with my I think I was getting ready. That's what it was because I saw that she was running low on dudes or whatever. So I was actually pulling back my F1 at the time from the base build to then allow that to be able to be used on something. Is what it was. And I just so happened to go after something at that time when we were in between the couple minutes. Is what it was because I was going to immediately send that down and just keep it there. Is what it was. So yeah, then she ended up dipping out after that, and then it was basically I took down 12. Had to reinforce my. Had to heal up my rain or heal up my formation. Then after that, took down 13. Healed up my formation after that. Took down 14. Healed up my formation after that. Took down 15. Healed up my formation after that. Took down 16. Healed formation. Took down 17. Healed formation. Took down 18. Healed formation. Took down 19. Continued. Or sorry, took down 19 when it went through my F3. Came back, healed formations. Took down 20 with my F1 again. So, yeah. It's not like I can't take the shit down now, honey. Like, that's the thing. Like, and this is the thing, you know? It's not, and seriously, the only reason I even said something about somebody raining me at that point was because literally my fucking T10 was in the goddamn expansion building, motherfucker. If it hadn't been for that, I would have just had it there the whole fucking time. It would have just been sitting there idly, beating some ass for 20 fucking rounds. But yeah, okay, cool. That's awesome then. Because you know what's going to happen in about a week or two? My third account is now going to have a full T10 that's probably going to be just as powerful as well for that one. So if I'm on during the clan events, I'm not going to ask for shit on it anymore, dude. Will I send some formations out to other people? Yes, I will. Probably 3 and 4s will be there. But guess what? F1s staying at fucking home and getting the fucking job done now. So, yeah, it's whatever, man. Fucking ridiculous. And the reason I say leave F2 behind as well is because sometimes it'll, knock through F1 and then you'll be able to get F2 as well on that one. Depending, obviously, how I'm going to do my new formations would be then. If I can get enough T10s in my first 2 accounts, it'll be there. I plan on doing a different formation as F2 now for everybody because currently the ones that are in there are the Mercer trio, which unfortunately, because the way Mercer and Laura are both sharpshooters only, that's a no-go because I don't have those as T10s. I don't have cavalries will be there. So basically, do my current plan right now is I have, from my main account, I have basically 102s across the board right now. Or at least I will in here pretty soon as we'll be here. And it will be, or no, I'm trying to think now. I think Rosita's still a 100, but everybody else is 102 is what it is. So yeah, it'd be like 102 Abe, 102 Princess, and then like a 100 Rosita. And they would basically just be, there as a backup possible T10 formation, though. Obviously, that's going to take a couple weeks to get that done anyway, because, again, you can only do like X amount of dudes at a time or whatever, and even with speed ups, it still takes a long time to do, is what it is. As of right now, I can only do, I want to say it's like 300 guys at the time or something like that, and it still takes like 8 hours and some change to do it, is what it is, like 8.5 hours, something like that. So, yeah, needless to say, it's a lot to ask to get those done. But anyway, that being said, like I said, I'm just very disappointed in general with this whole thing. Especially when, again, I don't like to blend my real life into my game life is what it is. And the fact that people are making me do that now, to be like, you want to sit there and claim I'm selfish, but this is what's really fucking going on in my goddamn life for the last 6 months, chick. So, it is what it is, man. And the thing is, she should be able to know that more than anybody because, we've had that talk before with her own family when we were getting to know each other, and she was talking about being a caregiver for her, I think it was father-in-law that passed, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, like, she should know more than anybody, man. Like, don't, like, there. And the thing is, even when we did the Q&A and I was asking questions about it, and I was talking about the, the new Governor and Dwight characters, and about how much of an impact they could be making here pretty soon. And the thing is, like, I think they are going to be making some impact this coming season. Actually, now I'm looking at it because, as I said, in the I think it was yesterday's gaming chat or whatever the case be, you actually have some dude right now who is going to be part of our war pack this season. That's in a different region / clan, and they are going to be the ones that are going to win this whole thing and get a shitload of Dwight fragments most likely. And then from there it'll be, at least I'm assuming they'll have the Dwight fragments anyway for that whole thing. At least I would anyway if I was them. I don't care if it was their characters or not for that matter, but like yeah, it would just be no Dwight. Dwight is what it's going to be right now, man. But yeah, potentially it could have like 3 or 4 star Dwight just off that is what it is then. And then if they would want to plus whatever they would get from the boxes and stuff too, it could be like a 4-star Dwight or something like that for all we know. And yeah, you could basically have like this badass Governor Negan Dwight formation or something like that then. So anyway, but like I said, it just hurts, man. It does. It really does. I just feel very, I don't know if I want to say betrayed per se, but like it does kind of feel like a betrayal to some extent. Because like that's what I'm saying. Like I've been like, that's the thing. If I didn't, this is what the real thing is, right? If I didn't give a shit about this fucking clan, dude, or this coalition, or this group of people and stuff, I would have left their asses a long time ago. Hell, I would have stayed on fucking 2134 and not come over here, man. I would have said, you know what, fuck y'all, and just stayed over there is what it would have been. The main reason why I didn't is because they were, what you call it with me about what's going on. They were like, hey, these people are fucking us over, basically. Like, here's the text to prove it. And they were forthcoming with stuff. And that's exactly why I jumped with them. Now, granted, I had to ask for, assistance in doing so because I didn't have the money at the time is what it was. Now, granted, it's not like I couldn't have made the money up at some point there and been like, okay, cool, I'll just do it like this or whatever then. But that was the whole point, though. It was like, at the time, I didn't have the cash, like, on hand to do anything is what it was. I had no idea we needed the money to actually, do the jumps is what it was there, which I think is stupid personally. You shouldn't have to pay money to do a jump is what it is there. But, yeah, if they're going to give you the ability to jump, you should be able to jump for free is what it is then. So, at least once anyway. But the entire point of the matter is, though, it's like, yeah, like, if it wasn't for that one guy, I would be here at all. And thanks to him, I was. And that's the thing. Like, I'm sitting there working my ass off this entire damn time, man. Doing my fucking thing. Grinding. Like, I might not be saying stuff, but I'm grinding, bro. I'm grinding. I'm doing my thing. Trying to do what's better for everybody. First of all, I'm trying to better myself no matter what. And then, yeah, after the fact, I'm also trying to help myself out because I'm trying to help everybody else out at the end of the day. But apparently that's selfishness, I guess, from her perspective of things. I don't know, man. Like I said, who knows, man? Maybe she's got stresses going on in her life I don't know about. It could be that. And she could be taking it on me and stuff, dude. Who the fuck knows? Maybe not all the real dead weight's gone. She's like, oh, trying to look for more dead weight to go around. Oh, look, somebody's been here with me the whole fucking time. This is ridiculous, dude. And that's the thing. Like I said, she could have fucking even said something then, man. And the thing about it is, I'm actually glad that she left me that day. And made me basically work my own shit out is what it was then. Because you know what happened then? I fucking succeeded. I was able to do it on my own. She gave me the perfect opportunity there, and I ran with the fucking ball. And won. A bunch. So yeah, I proved something to myself that I can maintain, that I can kick ass. That I don't need anybody else helping me out now. That I can now be the person helping other people out. But it took that to see it. So, I don't know. Whatever. I was debating about saving these clan points, but after this shit, fuck that. I should use the shit up now. Get myself some fucking speed ups for upcoming events, and if that be the case. Trying to see what I got from melee stuff right now. I got 130 or 140 flasks right now. I could do melee fighter attack when sieging a town up to level 8, and then I'd be out of flasks again. Now, granted, that being said, I'm not going to burn like 2.5 days of speed ups or almost 3 days of speed ups here to get any further in there. I'll just let that the cavalry that it's doing right now, just finish that off then. Which right now I'm doing my F5 cavalry formation for the defense there, from level 2 to 3, and then eventually it'll be. I think actually I'm not sure. I'm trying to think if I want to get a 3-man formation though, or not right now. Because if I want to do that, I can actually just not do those at all, and just keep doing these events over here, or whatever, and then eventually do the team of 3 that at some point will cost 1,500 flasks to do, which I have 140 right now. So that would get me at 1,360 I would need to get then at some point over the next X amount of time now. So let me figure this out. 1,360 I can get guaranteed 54 a day. So figure this out now. Do a quick calculation here with my autistic ass. Okay, so let's see. So 1,360 divided by 54 would be 25 days. That's not bad. So 25 days. Actually, it's 25.1 days. That being said, like I said, the problem with this game is over time, going back to the world event thing there, you can have stuff show up that's either, 5, 10, 15, or 20 flasks. You can have a bunch, even 5, like a couple of the ones are just 5 flasks, or a couple of the ones are 10 flasks a piece or whatever. Or you can have one that's like a 10 and a 15 or 15 and a 20 or something like that, because I've had those before too, depending on when the drops happen and whatnot. So yeah, it's not like you can't get, another 10, another 20, another 30, another 40, another 50, whatever the case be there in that one. So that, cuts an entire day on that one potentially then, depending on how much you get that from there, if that be the case. Or there could be days where you get nothing out of that whole thing. So yeah. It is what it is, man. Like I said, though, to me it felt very what have you. And that's the thing too, right? Like I said many times during this whole thing right now in the last hour, it's like, if you're not going to specifically tell me like, hey, go, reinforce this person, then what do you really want me to do, man? Like you're going to sit there and call me selfish for something, but then you're going to bitch about like, you're not reinforcing anybody, but you're not actually telling me like, hey, there's somebody here you can reinforce. So it's like, whose fault is that really? Is it me, or is it failure of leadership, honestly? Because that's kind of what it feels like here, honestly, truthfully speaking. So I feel like it's honestly, it almost feels like the whole passing the buck thing at this point, honestly. But again, who's to say? I don't fucking care anymore, dude. It just sucks that this happens going right into the season 7 now, because now it's like I was rolling on such a good high here is what it was, man. Now I just feel all like, well, fuck this then, kind of thing is what it is, So that's what I kind of feel like right now, honestly. Because it's just like, it's a bunch of bullshit, dude. So, anyway. I don't know, man. Like I said, like knowing I've been with this individual playing this game together for, going on 18 months now. And it's like, the thing is too, it's like, it's not like you're sitting there like, it's like once a week you're playing together, whatever the case be. No, dude, you're playing together several times a day. every single day for, almost a year and a half. Like, that is a huge fucking commitment right there. Like, that is a huge thing. Like, that's like, you look at the chats and you see stuff that they post and whatnot, and it's like, oh yeah, here's a picture of their family and them doing some stuff with the family or whatever the case be, and it's like, oh cool. Maybe you'll comment, maybe you won't, is what it is. Or it's like you'll say this something to them is what it is, and you'll get to know them and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, maybe you're feeling depressed or whatever the case be, and you mention that to them, and they're just like, oh, give you the sort of like, helping hand or whatever the case be in some ways. But the thing is, like, truthfully, when the chips are down, am I really going to have some random chick in Texas drop everything, jump on a fucking plane, and come to Ohio to help my ass out if something were to happen here? No, that's not going to happen, dude. So, and I wouldn't expect her to either, for that matter. Like, that would be ridiculous. But the whole thing is, though, it's like, yeah, man, it's like, it's a situation of like, you want to bitch at me for something, but then so many others have done the exact same thing and are still here too, for that matter. So it's like, what the shit, man? And again, like I said, the only reason, what's fucked up too to me, by the way, like I said, going back and looking at the whole thing there, she's bitching about me doing the stuff, at the time or whatever. And sorry, there's a loose bolt here I'm going to try to deal with right now in this game. Try to tighten this motherfucker up a little bit here. I don't know if I have the right screwdriver for this job, though. Yeah, it's close enough. Anyway, but yeah, so anyway, so basically, it's a situation there where it's like, if you actually look back at the damn log, I wasn't even there until fucking like halfway through. So you're talking about literally, I said like an hour or two before that, like, oh, maybe we should do this now before, reset happens in like 5 or 6 hours. And that's like an hour later, all of a sudden it's fucking going when I come back in then. And you want to bitch at me about like, oh, well, you were doing other stuff here. Yeah, for like a minute or two. Literally. It was like, quite literally, dude. It was nothing going on then. I hit the fucking buttons to go out there and do the shit or whatever the case be. And then all of a sudden I see red and I'm just like, oh shit, that's right, we're still in tides. And then I fucking came back. And you want to bitch about me for that? Like, come on. I don't know. Whatever. Like I said, I guess I'll just be awake for tides, and if that be the case from now on, and just rain myself then. And not, that's the thing too, like, what I think is so dumb too, by the way, in this game is they're just like, oh yeah, you should just like, do a triangle formation of all your dudes and stuff. Why would I continue to waste energy doing that? That's just stupid. Because the thing of it is, it's not like they're gonna need, it's not like you're not gonna need heal like every fucking time. So you're sitting there basically saying, waste 100 energy, 100 stamina, whatever it is there, all your stamina for that formation to send it back out, come back, send it back out again, etc. Versus, okay, I will just have it stay the fuck home where it belongs, protecting the fucking gate essentially. And then as soon as the fucking shit hits into it and it gets knocked down or whatever the case be, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go over here and say, okay, cool, heal troops, spend energy, resources, whatever the case be there. Which is basically just resources and a few speed ups and stuff like that, probably depending on how much gets hit. And then it's literally back to the formation, instant full formation again. Go to the next one, a couple minutes later, bang, do it again, 15, 20 times, that's what it'll be. And yeah, it'll work out fine for me, if that be the case. So, anyway. But yeah, that being said, let's see, where am I at right now with this? Okay, let me see here now. Got 4 days left on my post office right now for 25. Oh yeah, I found out something recently that's real stupid. I don't know if I mentioned this or not the other day. So apparently they did the the Universal Fighter statue, but in order to get that done, you have to have a level 25 uh, square 4 and a level 10 square 5. So there's no way I'm going to do that anytime soon. So it'll be it's like a 6-month job or something. So anyway. Oh, finally got a coalition again. Cool. Hmm. Hmm. See, Megan didn't respond back to me yet. Whatever. Thing is, though, the fact that she is her icon currently is the little girl from Minions. It's very fitting, dude, because she's acting very fucking childish. That's all I'm gonna say about it, man. And again, I'm not gonna. Well, never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. I was gonna say something that might come off very sexist, so I'm not gonna say anything at all. It's gonna be about war and guys and stuff like that. So take it for what you will. Anyway, I do want to mention something before I leave today, since this is not just going to be a regular chat thing. Here's what it is. It was also going to be the original thing for this is going to be about the recent murder of Jonathan Lewis in Las Vegas. So, for those that haven't heard about that, basically you had a white kid in Vegas on the 1st of November beaten to death by 15 black teens. And the reason he was beaten to death was because you had 2 or 3 of these kids who were trying to steal shit from one of his little buddies, is what it was. So it was another, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was another white kid that they were trying to steal from. Jonathan steps in between everybody and is like, no, bro, it's not going to happen. Like, give my friend his shit back. Stop trying to steal his stuff, is what it was. And, being a good stand up guy at 17. And then you basically had these 2 or 3, kids, teenagers, preteens, I'm not sure exactly what they were. Little punks is what it was. Try to beat him up. Figured out they couldn't beat him up because they were fucking weak pussies. And then proceeded to have like a dozen or so of their buddies jumping on the whole thing. And you literally had these dudes just fucking gang attack this guy. I can't obviously show the footage here because I'm not going to get a channel strike for it because it would be showing teens fighting basically. But yeah, they fucking pummeled this kid to a pulp. He ended up in a hospital for a couple of days now. Or sorry, after they ended up in a hospital for a couple of days as of the 1st of this month. And then, but I think it was like the 3rd or 4th or something of the month, he ended up dying of his injuries then. In a comatose state is what it was there. So now you have, as of, I believe it was yesterday, you now had this thing for Gateway Pundit here, which was just in. Vegas police arrest 8 teenagers over beating death of white high schooler Jonathan Lewis. This was the kid in question, and then there was the gang attack and them beating the shit out of him, is what it was. Yeah, and this is what I think is weird, though, because there's 15 people involved in this one, but it said Vegas police arrested 8 out of the 10 black teenagers who now face murder charges in the beating death of white high school student Jonathan Lewis. 17-year-old Vegas native Jonathan Lewis Jr. died following a few days. Died following. Should be died a few days later following a vicious attack by a group of 15 thugs near Rancho High School earlier this month. Says according to Jonathan Lewis Sr., his father, the confrontation began when his son stood up for a smaller friend, who had his shit stolen. He was telling him to give it back as it was, leading to an escalated attack by multiple assailants. Said Jonathan stood up for one of his smaller friends. Victim's father said a couple of them attacked him, and they weren't able to hurt him enough. And then they all attacked him at once and beat the shit out of him, is what it was. And then, as it said here, it said breaking Jonathan Lewis, a white high school student, has passed away after being beaten by 15 thugs at high school. That was on Twitter. Jack Pacific said that one. Said excerpt from the Las Vegas Review Journal. Said Las Vegas police have arrested 8 juveniles and are attempting to identify 2 more in the beating death of 17-year-old Rancho High School student. The Metropolitan Police Department provided an update by the November 1st beating and subsequent death of Jonathan Lewis Jr. at 4:30 p.m. press conference this past Tuesday. Said Clark County Coroner's Office Tuesday afternoon officially identified Jonathan Lewis Jr. 17 as the person killed and said he died from complications of multiple blunt force injuries and ruled his death a homicide. Said police said that 8 juveniles between ages 13 and 17 were arrested Tuesday morning by a team of several Las Vegas Valley law enforcement agencies and that 9 search warrants had been executed across the valley. Clothing worn by the individuals suspected of being involved in the fatal beating were secured during the searches, said the 8 who have not been named because of their juvenile status, which is absolute bullshit, dude. If you're going to try them as adults, name and shame these motherfuckers. So it doesn't happen again is what it is. So we're booked into Clark County Juvenile Hall at the expectation that prosecutors will be followed in an effort to try them as adults as they fucking should be. They should have the book thrown at them. I don't know. I can't remember if Nevada is a death penalty state anymore or not. Like if it has an actual death penalty at state level or not. If it doesn't, this is the times where you need to take that shit federal and just give them federal death penalties for that one dude. For real. It's absolute bullshit entirely. And then, of course, the entire comment section is like, you know, as the Gateway was not saying black to begin with, and they said, say it, black teens killed him, etc., etc. And that's what it is, dude. It's like, and this is, again, and actually, it was AK Nation News the other day said it too as well in one of his chats. He was mentioning how, and I didn't even know this until he mentioned it in the one chat excerpt or whatever it was from the one chat like a week or two ago is what it was then. That apparently in the past like 30-something days, there have been like 28 racially motivated homicides of white people at this point, where you've had white people beaten to death by black people at least 28 different times in the past like 30 days or so. And it's like, that's insane, dude. And again, it goes back to something I've talked about before, you know, leading to, and this is again why, you know, real life takes priority over everything else is what it is, man. When we are on the verge of World War III, when we are on the verge of, you know, everything else like that. And again, going back to the whole thing with Megan there, you know, as I said before with her son's going to be the ones on the front line right now, dude. Because her son was one of the people that actually signed up to be in the military now. And it would be like advanced infantry or something like that over there in Israel, whatever then. So yeah, like maybe that's why she's all pissed off, is because she's actually having that kind of stress going on in her life. Who knows, man? If that be the case, then, you know, come to me as a confidant for real. Like, I understand what it's like, man. You're not going to be the only one. Like, you might be the one, you know, having the kid there first, but it's like, if they did like a draft for World War III, man, like my nephew's going, a whole bunch of my cousins are going. Like, yes, those are not direct children to me, but they're definitely close enough is what it is, dude, as an uncle and shit. And then as, you know, a first cousin to most of them is what it is there. So, not to mention the fact that potentially my big fat ass, even though, you know, I'm not technically good to go is what it is, like, hell, I could be drafted at the age of 38 right now as a guy. Now, granted, my only usefulness at that point, it wouldn't be frontline infantry and stuff like that. It'd be like, hey, I'm going to be the dude sitting in a fucking chair with some fucking drone controls and shit then. And be like, okay, go over here. Boom. Done. So, you know. But yeah. Anyways, I was mentioning last night on NEA's chat with that new dude, how, I forget if it was Matt or Hana that said it, but they were saying something about how it's like, you've had Israel be holding back this entire time with Gaza and not just glassing that motherfucker. And again, it goes back to something that we've talked about in the past, honestly, on this channel, which is that Israel doesn't really want to get rid of Islam. They just want to get rid of it from close to them, is what it is. They want to literally send it to other countries and have us be fucking the ones dealing with it in these first world nations, is what it is. Which, why you would want to do that to America, who has given you like pretty much everything, I don't understand that, but apparently that's what their end game is. So I don't know, man. That seems kind of a stupid end game to be like, hey, people that have helped us out with like everything, giving us a bunch of money and weaponry and stuff over the decades, like, yeah, now we're gonna fuck you over. It's like, what the hell kind of shit is that, man? And you call yourself an ally? Like, Jesus, bro. So that's why, honestly, I say both the sides can go fuck themselves at this point, honestly. You know, it's not America's fight. It's not America's war. You know, Israel has the capability to defend themselves. Let them fucking do it, man. If they want to go ham on everybody around them, Cool, good, go ahead. Not our fucking fight. Again, not my fight to send my fucking kin over to die in some fucking sandbox for your bullshit there, Benjamin Netanyahu, etc. You guys are right there on the fucking front lines, dude. Pick up a fucking gun and fight for your own goddamn country is what it is, motherfucker. Don't be expecting American children to go die for your bullshit, Israel. Or any other country for that matter. Berlin. Or not Berlin. Yeah, Germany, Britain, France, Sweden, etc. You're not going to send American children to die for your bullshit, people. I don't care if we're NATO allies or not, bro. And I wouldn't expect you to send your kids over here to die in an American war for that matter. So, because honestly, we could have world peace right now. What's stopping it is the cult of Islam, honestly, truthfully speaking. So, but anyway. The saddest part is we almost had it under Trump. We came real close, man. And that's the one thing Biden and company fucked up so much right now, dude. It was the end of Trump's administration. You had all those peace deals going on in the Middle East. You had United Arab Emirates and stuff like that having like actual sit downs and fucking handshake deals and shit like that with places like Iran and Pakistan and stuff like that are actually, legitimate fucking threats at this point. And when I say legitimate threats, what I mean by that is like pretty sure that they have nukes that we don't know about, that they've been hiding for decades, what it is right now. And if they have nuclear capabilities, yeah, nuclear winter is a possibility in this whole thing, which is not good. And by that, this whole thing, I mean, obviously, potential for World War III is what it is right now. So, yeah. Like, that's the thing, man. Like, if I'm not on the game, like, that's what I'm distracted by is, like, World War III right now, dude. And, like, okay, am I going to wake up tomorrow and we're going to literally be, like, fucking, dudes and fucking paragliders coming into American soil and shit like that, dude? Is it going to be fucking Red Dawn where you got fucking cosmonauts and shit like that? Just parachuting out the sky with fucking dishkas and stuff and being like, and like speaking whatever the fuck language in like Russian or Arabic, whatever the hell it's going to be then. Who knows? But yeah, like you never know, man. But that's what you need to be ready for is what it is. And again, like going back to what I was talking about, the difference between like whales / pay to win people and people like myself that don't have the money to pay to win. Why would I sit there and spend, $500 on a game when that could be a mortgage payment this month, when that could be, money towards property taxes for the year, when that could be money towards a food bill for the coming months, when that could be, money that I could have to literally arm my family against what's coming. So, my priorities are real life. And it's as simple as that, legitimately. I don't fuck around with shit like that, dude. But anyway, actually, you need to go check something because I can't remember. I was thinking about it right now, and I think I put my thing from my 4th account in the other region to the home region and started collecting stuff, but I can't remember offhand if I did that or not. So I'm literally going to go check that right now. Oh, by the way, we're about 40 minutes right now from, actually 43 minutes right now from getting 282 more T10s. So that should be fun. That would put us up to, let's see, about 500-ish, give or take, 560, something like that. And right now for the F1 that I have, I would need 5,300 right now for that one. So it's about 1/10, give or take, of what I need for just one character for that formation. I think that's what's going to happen is it's going to be in like stages and stuff where it'll be like, like a couple days from now or whatever, I'll have enough to like almost do a full T10 character on it or whatever. And then you'll just see like it pop into like the F5 or whatever for like the T10s. And then as time goes by and I keep getting more and more and more, I get like the eventual 5,000 or whatever, it's going to be like, okay, ding, or 5,300, 5,200 was going to be there that I need. It'll be like, okay, cool. F1 first character is filled now. And then you'll see like this weird hybrid like T10, T9 combo. and then eventually it'll be okay, cool. Here's some more to go. Like a week or two later, and then it'll be like, okay, all of a sudden it's like, here's a full T10 now, because this happened the other day actually. I had about half of a one where it was like the first, I think it was like 2 of the 3 characters were filled up or whatever, and then all of a sudden I realized I had enough to do all of them, and I'm just like, okay, cool, all T10 now. And yeah, I think that was the one that ended up doing on its own for 9 rounds is what it is. So yeah, I can win on my own is what it is, and I will for the future now. So, yep. And if that be the case, then guess what? You know what I'm gonna do on that one? I'm not only gonna do that for myself after the fact, I will send that out to somebody who is like a T9 or whatever the case be, and I will reign them after the fact, and I will make sure that I'm badass and I can actually help people out now. And that's the thing, right? Because that's the whole point entirely. This entire time, this is what I was trying to get to, man. I was trying to get to a point where not only was I a good player in the game, but I was able to actually help others out properly instead of actually asking for assistance myself, then if that be the case. And that's exactly what we've gotten to now, for the most part. Like I said, it'll still be a couple weeks for that other account, but even still, like the first 2 now, they can carry themselves for real, man. And it's not going to be something where I'm going to be like, okay, cool, I'm going to send this one over here and this one over here and waste 10 energy every fucking time to do it, man. Like, no, that's just stupid. No, I'm going to be like, you stay here, the walkers come, we kill them, and I literally just heal you guys up, and then we go again for the next round is what it'll be. So, yeah, it's as simple as that, really. Quite literally. But anyway. So, yeah, that being said, it is what it is. I do look forward to being able to beat some ass pretty soon, that's what it is. Okay, I was right. I did jump this over to the other thing. It didn't matter. I know I still had a shield on for another hour or so. As it was, we actually won lines we crossed yesterday in that second region. I was surprised by it because I actually gave it up to begin with. I was like, yeah, we're going to lose this one, guys. And it was like really early on because they had already gotten like way ahead of us and stuff. And I think it actually motivated everybody to be like, no, we're not going to lose this shit. And they just started like taking back the fucking different comms and stuff. And then eventually we ended up winning by like a lot. I think it was like 7,400 to like 4,900 or something like that. So yeah, it was like at least like a 2,000 plus swing or whatever in our favor then. So yeah, it's just funny. And then the one guy was giving me shit about it in Arabic of all things because that's the one thing that's weird about this the 789 region is it seems like there's a lot of dudes from the Middle East and is what it is right now. So that are playing and or it might be a lot of chicks for that matter for all we know. But yeah, it's like the language thing is like it's the Arabic little like I don't know what exactly how you put it, like swirls, I guess is the best way to describe it, like scribbles or something. I think it used to be Sanskrit is what it was back in the day, and then it became like whatever Arabic language now is what it is there. But yeah, it's like a little. It's almost like it almost looks like a weird like U, and then it just has like a bunch of like ends at the end of it, almost like a weird cursive or something. And then it's like some dots here and dots there and stuff like that. And it means some words or whatever. Then, so it's a very odd looking language for sure, man. When it comes to writing, if I'm not mistaken, I think I want to say it's Japanese is another one of those ones where it's just like all those symbols and shit that mean like words and stuff. So yeah, it's just really really weird compared to English. But anyway, yeah, it was basically him like saying some shit to me in some kind of Arabic language, and then it was like, "Oh, you gave up on us too early, bro," and I'm just like, "No, I said what I said early." To kind of motivate everybody, and it turned out it actually worked because I was quote unquote giving up on you and stuff, and it made you work harder, didn't it? Then yes, it did, and I worked harder too. And guess what we did? We beat them all, man. So, but yeah, we ended up getting a bunch of stuff there, and then as it is for that region, then we got about a half a day, give or take, right now, 16, 17 hours now, something like that in it right now, before the end of the season here. Let me go check that real quick. Yeah, we are at what is it? 16 hours, 22 minutes right now to go on that. And we are definitely going to take second. Oh, man. Ooh, that's got to fucking hurt. Damn, man. So to add insult to injury, because we were playing the region that had Covenant of Shadows in it yesterday. That's been giving us shit all season is what it is there. So not only are we going to take second here at the end of this season, these motherfuckers got knocked out of third by one of the other ones that was the Sword and Shield region. So yeah, you got 791, which is Havoc, taking first. You got us, which are Angels, taking second. That's 789. We got 792, which is Sword and Shield, taking third. And then we got Covenant of Shadows taking fourth. And I think the reason they got fucked over is because they were really stupid, honestly, on what they did. And it was the way that they built. So here's the thing, man. You don't linchpin a base build to a shitload of other stuff, you morons. You have multiple base builds in between. And what they did was you had Havoc, I think it was the other day, or mixed between like Havoc and us. That it wasn't me, obviously, it was the other people in the clans would have been then. So it was mixed between like Havoc and Angels or whatever. Came together and just like beat the shit out of their base is what it was for Kaz's base there. And yeah, they apparently destroyed that base at some point is what it was there. So I'm not sure exactly who it was. If it was people from Havoc or it was people from us or a mix of both there, if that be the case. But yeah, they pretty much destroyed their base build is what it was. That was right at the Com 10 is what it was there. And apparently, I guess that was a linchpin building because when you look at the rest of their builds, they're all in line for the different comps that they took, whether it be the schools, whether it be the football fields, etc. there for like 7 and 8s and stuff. It's all the weird little swirl things where it's not connected to anything. That's like, huh, that's weird. And then because I was wondering, because I was like, at one point they were like 14K or something like that, and then all of a sudden they're like 8, and I'm just like, how the fuck did that happen? And I was on the map earlier today is what it was there, and I was looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, that wasn't a smart play on your guys' part to do that, man. Because again, this is why you do not do expansions like right fucking there, and then linchpin everything to that expansion for like many things. You have to do another base build someplace is what it is. Because that's the thing. Had they done another base build where it was them building like middle base or whatever, and then it's like here's a base at like a Com 7 or a Com 8 or whatever the case be, and then you had that like expand out from there and go down to like a 7 or go over to like a 6 or whatever then that'd be the case. That would have been interesting because you would have actually had them still be able to maintain those things without getting their shit knocked out. But because they controlled one big base to everything that was like 4 or 5 gets there is what it was or something. Yeah, that one base being taken out was a complete linchpin, and it just completely destroyed their ass for a possible third in this season then, which sucks for them. But again, be smarter than that, man, in the future. That's my advice to people right now, honestly. Don't be stupid like that, dude. Don't be dumb and don't be building your base like that right by the fucking thing just because you think you're going to be like, oh, we're cool as fuck over here. It's like, no, dude, you build that shit at someplace else and then you do a bunch of outposts towards the final one is what it is. That way, in case your outposts get destroyed, your entire fucking network is not destroyed in the mix as well. So, good job to y'all, man. And just had insult to injury. I was trying to get up to 5 million too for the thing today, so I can be a little bit higher on the season merit. As it is, I'm still 101, unfortunately, which I'm not going to be able to make. Shit, something just fell. Box of ammo. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make top 100 for this season is what it is, though, for that, which is whatever at that point. It does kind of piss me off a little bit because looking at who is actually top 100 right here, it's all people that are like 5 mil and below a little bit. I'm just happen to be, 4.2 mil is what it is right now. Yeah, like literally like 88th is 4.9 million right now. And then 100th is 4.2 million as well. It's just a little bit higher than I am. So if I was able to get like 4.4, 4.5, something like that, I'd be able to get top 100 then. Which I might do that actually. I may try that anyway. Just go after like some merit or something. See what people are saying here. Okay, so that's not going to work. I don't want to have that happen. Apparently one of the new guys is attacking us now like crazy. Okay, troops, what a dickhead. Well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right now. I'm still shielded, so I can actually look at this guy's reports real quick. So I'm going to spend about another 90 seconds right now and do all my guys back to me is what it is here. Yeah, I'm still kind of miffed about the whole thing with Megan, though. Because, you know, I mean, it does hurt, man, legitimately. Like, it's like, I've been with you, you know, legitimately, like, 16 months or so, give or take right now, in this game. And, you know, like, yeah, we weren't technically friends to begin with. We were just clanmates and stuff. But then for you to sit there and be like, oh, well, you're just being selfish about things now. Like, what? Like, it blows my mind, honestly, for her to say that to me. And the thing is, it's not like I was trying to be selfish. I was literally just trying to get my shit done in a timely manner is what it was. And that's the only time I had to do it is what it was. So, I mean, I guess if you want to call that selfishness, like, whatever. Again, like I said, it really does hurt, though. Makes me feel bad. Feels bad, man. Yep. Fucking mainstream media. Republicans now say they want compromise in abortion. That's a lie. And then, of course, they're fucking... I swear to God, they want to bitch and moan about issue 1 like fucking crazy now, dude. I'm actually going to read this before I leave right now because I'm that pissed off right now about the whole thing. We'll talk more about it later today and Buckshot Thursday. But yeah, it's just a bunch of shit, dude, entirely. And that's what I said. Like I was saying to that one guy on Honda's chat the other day, like, you know, you have literally over 4 million people in this state right now that didn't vote at all. They didn't cast a vote one way or another. They simply set the fuck out, be a lazy bastard, whatever the case be, did fucking nothing. And then you got these motherfuckers up in the major cities who I guarantee they committed voter fraud in this situation, dude. There is no fucking way they didn't, especially when you have the mainstream media now coming out locally and being like, oh, look at all these different ballots in Cleveland that weren't cast. And you literally have different ballots. There was multiple news stories yesterday from Fox 8 News, and I think it was also like the local CBS affiliate or whatever, that were coming out and being like, yeah, you have random people in like Parma Heights and all these, and like Shaker Heights and stuff like that, which are the Cleveland suburbs and shit. And they're like, oh yeah, there's these ballots that weren't cast or counted or whatever the case be for the election. It's like, okay, so how many of these leftist ass poll workers that are pro-abortion and shit like that, dude, just tossed a bunch of fucking ballots out the window entirely then? Or better yet, given the fact that you have Dominion voting machines in Ohio, how many fucking cards were taken and just wiped out without fucking casting ballots on them is what it was. Or better yet than that even, going to the fuckery over in Pennsylvania with the same kind of shit there, where you had literally ballots being flip-flopped for the one person to the other person. How much of that shit happened we didn't know about it? Where you have people like me voting no on issue 1 and our fucking shit was cast as a yes on issue 1 then. Could be any of that stuff, dude, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised what was going on for that matter. And it makes sense then why you have like 500K more for that bullshit than you had against it. Even though there's no damn way in hell that that would have passed legitimately. So, yeah, just beyond infuriating is what it is, man. But anyway, as I was saying, though, let's see where we're at now. Yeah, as it was, what you had was you basically had 4 or 5 people here. I think it was 4 lawmakers what it was here that were Republicans, including a couple of new people is what it was there, who came together and they were like, yeah, we're not going to allow the courts to, put the shit forward is what it is there and like put it in place basically. And then you had that fucking asscock Jason Stevens who doesn't do jack shit here is what it is. This motherfucking traitor literally had to be voted into the speakership by 32 fucking Democrats in the state house, which is every single person that has a Democratic their name in the state house of Ohio right now. Plus like 22 defectors from the Republican Party, which really I consider to be 21 defectors, and then Mike Loychek, because technically Mike Loychek is actually one of the decent people for Pro 2A stuff. And I think that's the only reason he voted for Stevens is because he's like, well, I either vote this way or we're not going to get Pro 2A stuff this calendar season for this General Assembly then. And as it is, we're still not getting the shit that we want right now, dude, because again, you still have them holding up Second Amendment Preservation Act / Second Amendment Sanctuary stuff in our state house right now for the last 8 months or so. So it's like, what the fuck, dude? You didn't get what you wanted anyway then. Even though, if I'm not mistaken, actually, it's supposed to be, actually come to think of it, wasn't it supposed to be yesterday? It was supposed to be the guaranteed vote on constitutional carry there, Jason Stevens, in the House? Did you actually, or not constitutional carry, on Second Amendment Preservation Act? Did you actually vote on it, though, Jason? Did you? I don't think you did, though, motherfucker. I'll have to go look into that, actually, if they actually did do a vote on that or not, then. Because I think it was supposed to be the 15th is what it was. They were supposed to be guaranteeing that one, then, is what Jason, by his own words, said, then. It was supposed to be a guaranteed vote on the House floor, then, for that. For the 2A sanctuary bill. That was known as Second Amendment Preservation Act. So, fucking better gotten voted on. That's all I gotta say about it, man. Anyway, and better got voted through for that matter, too, honestly, because even, like, again, fuck the bullshit SOPA rulings from Missouri, dude. It's fucking constitutional as hell, dude. And even if they want to sit there and claim that the Fed shit is not, dude, anything that would unenshrine bullshit federal law from the Ohio Constitution is completely valid, and it should never been in there to begin with, is what it is. Again, same thing with Marbury versus Madison for the abortion thing, dude. If you can look at something as unconstitutional, period, end of story, it should be looked as was never to begin with. And that's it. It's that simple. And people need to start doing that shit correctly, man. So, but yeah, you had a jerk off Jason Stevens being like, oh no, we're going to not fucking allow these lawmakers to do this stuff now. But yeah, as I said here, you got grab this real quick. It says Republicans now want to compromise on abortion. That's a law. GOP is desperate to avoid the issue hurting them in 2024, but unwilling to change course. I'm not sure which one of these dumb bitches it is that's the moron that wrote this. Probably this hoe over here, I'm guessing. Since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, Republicans suffered a string of defeats. Not really, actually, because what we suffered was you had Democrats and fucking leftist pieces of shit, insurrectionists from many cases, literally commit voter fraud after voter fraud after voter fraud and put through BS bills shit on the fucking ballot by literally bribing Board of Elections members, just like they here in Ohio, who should still be investigated for fucking bribes they took over 6 months ago when they allowed the fucking shit to even be put as a ballot issue to be getting signatures for it then. And they should be investigating. If it's found out they did take bribes, then guess what? They go to jail, and this entire fucking thing is now null and void because the people that bribed their asses, being Planned Parenthood, being George Soros proxy, the ACLU, etc., these fuckers go to jail too with them. And sure, the prison cells with them then if that be the case. So, anyway. But yeah, she continues on. This is about abortion rights, the state Supreme Court races, to gubernatorial and state legislators. Yeah, it says this month's off-year elections provided more evidence that most Americans reject moralizing majority restricting their right to medical care. It's not fucking medical care when you're literally killing a human being in the womb, you dirty fucking cunt. Period. You are executing a fucking child, and you should be tried with murder of the first degree at that point. And the person that is doing it, the so-called doctor that is performing that procedure, should be tried with first degree intentional homicide and get the death penalty for that. And it's that simple, literally. But anyway, as the stupid bullshit continues on here, it said... Yeah, it said Deep Red, Ohio easily passed issue 1. No, they didn't, you fucking lying pricks. It was literally 500K people that passed it. Literally. You had 1.6 million and some change, like myself, vote against it. You had 2.1 million vote for it. That is not an easy passage. Easy passage would have been the way you fucking lying pieces of shit, fucking cunts over there at MSNBC want to claim that shit, dude. Would be as if all 4-something million people said, "Oh yeah, let's have abortion on demand without consequence. Let's have child sterilization on demand without consequence." That's exactly what you fucking sick piece of shit passed, by the way. You 2.1 million people over there, man. Up in the leftist cities of Cleveland, down in the leftist city of Columbus, down in the leftist city of fucking Cincinnati, up there in Toledo, etc. That's what you sick sons of bitches. That's what you fucking punk ass, insurrectionist ass college kids, you fucking Antifa and BLM terrorist pieces of shit passed a week ago. You fucking scumbags. And then you lied to the mothers out there that have young daughters, etc., and being like, "Oh, but this would not help the and it put 6-week abortion ban in place that has no caveat for incest or rape," which is a fucking lie, by the way. There is 100% things in the 6-week ban that allow for incest, for rape, etc. Where if you have somebody that is raped or has like incestual shit happen to them where they get pregnant from that, they can actually abort that child if they want to. Now, granted, and as I've said this before, going to that woman over there in Pennsylvania, the one that was in the U.S. Senate race about a year ago, give or take now. She was the, I can't remember what her name is offhand. I want to say it was Kathy something. She was the black woman that was going up against Dr. Oz there in the primaries. It was about a week or so before the primary. She came out there and was like, "Yeah, I'm actually the product of rape." And she was mentioning how her mom, when she was like 15 or 16, was raped by some dude. And her mother still chose to have her, though. And that's the thing, dude. Just because a baby is born from a disgusting act like that doesn't mean that they have any less life or shouldn't be having the chance to have any less life than if some kid was born naturally through a loving actual intercourse is what it is. Now, granted, incest is a different story altogether, but that being said, on both of those cases, both rape and incest for that matter, when you actually break down the stats of everything, dude, these people want to sit there and these fucking leftist pieces of shit out there want to act like, "Oh my God, everybody's going around raping everybody," is what it is, dude, or whatever the case be. There's just a bunch of psycho guys that are raping every chick they see or whatever that case be is there. Not the case at all, actually. When you actually look at the stats overall, it's like, I think 1% or like a point of a percent for both of those things combined is what it is there. I think maybe both of them together is like 1.2% or it's like 0.7% or something like that of the actual cases of pregnancy is based on that stuff. So it's not even a whole percent if that be the case, or it's like right over percent then if that be the case. Then I'm not exactly sure on the stats running is what it is there, but I've read stuff like that in the past what it was there. And that was due to like, and that, by the way, for those wondering what I'm talking about, that was like FBI crime stats on that one, dude. So, they do a pretty thorough job of that shit. And that's the thing. So you're talking about legitimately maybe like 1 in like a million, more or less, comes from something like that. Meanwhile, the real problem is that since Roe versus Wade became a thing in 1973, which is based on a lie itself, by the way, because the woman that it was based around that became Jane Roe, it was actually the big medical industry that came to her and was like, "Yeah, you should be totally backing this stuff," and paid her money to do so. That's actually a true fact, by the way, if you look into that. She proceeded to go in front of Congress lie about the thing, get it through the things what it was there. Then about 20 years later, in the early 1990s, when Ruth Bader Ginsburg was actually Supreme Court Justice at the time, the woman who was Jane Roe, her one was like Maud something, if I'm not mistaken, came out and was like, can you guys please reverse this decision? Because I've spent the last 2 decades and have now seen what this has done. Which, by the way, for those who don't know, man, the woman that was Jane Roe never had an abortion because it went through the courts, took so long to get through the courts. She actually had the natural kid then, is what it was. Like the child that she was basically like number 10 or 12, whatever it was, of her kid she had with her husband there is what it was. She actually had that kid then. And I think she gave him for adoption is what it was then. So, anyway. That being said, yeah, she came back about 20 years later, give or take, after Roe vs. Wade was a thing in place there for a couple decades. Saw how many children were murdered underneath it, and was like, Ruth, please take up this case and reverse this decision. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg is like, nah, I'm good. And that is why her old demonic ass is burning in hell to this day right now. Right next to that fucking piece of shit, Dianne Feinstein. So, anyway, that being said, then you had Roe vs. Wade for about another 30 years is what it was then. And it finally got overturned now. And got taken back to the state courts is what it was now. And now you had all these bullshit ass things happen now. And that's the problem though. It's you have these ballot issues to enshrine into the Constitution because these fuckers know. These fucking leftist pieces of shit know. If they try to do it through our General Assembly, it was never going to fucking happen, dude. So what do? They bypass the General Assembly. They bypass the Ohio Revised Code, which is something different than the state constitution, and try to enshrine into our Constitution now, where it can't really be reversed. However, that being said, it can technically be reversed right now still in the next couple weeks here is what it is, as long as we have lawsuits going is what it'll be then, because of the fact it directly violates Article 1, Section 1 of the Ohio Constitution about life, liberty, property. So, yeah, there is that, man. And, of course, to bring up Ronna McDaniel's dumbass in here, which that bitch needs to fucking go away entirely, dude. She needs to be thrown out of that whole thing. Ronna's a fucking joke. She's a scumbag entirely, dude. And they're bitching about all these other people before her. Yeah, I also love how this woman that's writing this says, before Ohioans passed Issue 1, Republicans tried first to change the rules for amending the state constitution with an August special election that would have required a supermajority of votes for the amendment to pass. Yeah, and then you had fucking Bloomberg and Soros, two fucking literal Nazi motherfucking globalists out there, legitimately. Two guys that want to depopulate humanity is what it is right now. Shove millions and millions of dollars into the original issue one, which was the August one, to do 60% threshold is what it was. Which, by the way, the dumbasses MSNBC there failed to mention the fact not only would it have done 60% threshold, it would have done all 88 counties having to be counted for any future ballot issue, which, by the way, as I said before, dude, with the fucking abortion shit, they couldn't even get 50. They either got 49 or maybe they might have actually gotten 50, if I'm not mistaken. It was like just barely. But yeah, they couldn't even get anything over that, dude. They could have never got the other 38 is what it is then. And that's the problem. And when you even break the shit down, dude, it's literally the major cities versus rural areas. And that's the thing. If you want to have people in major cities, dude, go get abortion on demand, whatever the case be. Okay, cool. That's cool, bro. Go do that and then get your fucking tubes tied after the fact. That shit ain't happening in the rural areas, though, bitches. Fuck you. And that's exactly what, truthfully, I've said before, and I'll say it again, dude. Ohio needs to have a bunch of city-states in there right now, where you have these marcations, and it's basically a giant-ass... It's sort of what Texas is doing right now with the border wall there, where they're just putting shipping containers everywhere is what it is then, across the border and shit, dude. You just have that shit all across the fucking entrances areas to these major cities, and just wall them up like a fucking moat, basically, is what it is all around it. And within that diameter of this city is what it is there. They have their own fucking set of rules, or whatever the case be. It doesn't matter what it is then. And then outside of that shit is the state of Ohio then. And you have a do not cross line. And it's like you are now entering the state of Ohio, If you are not permitted to enter the state, something bad's going to happen to you is what it is then. I won't go into detail on that one, but yeah, that's what it would be, honestly. Because again, it would almost be no-go zones at that point. It would be these major cities then. And it's people that decide to live in them. They can do what they want to do is what it is there, but that's all they get a chance to, man. They have no federal representation at all. They have no state representation at all, for that matter. Neither one of those things. All they have representing them is whatever the fuck they want to have as government within that fucking little, 10-mile, 12-mile square, whatever the hell it is there is what it would be then. It would be 20-mile square or something like that. It depends on how big the city actually is then, if that be the case. And where you want to cut the shit off as, what it would be then. So, but yeah, the entire point of the matter is, it's like, you would have a much better state if that be the case then. Or even if we just redid the thing, for that matter, that way, where it's like, okay, cool. You can have this thing up here. You can do what the fucking we do up here. And we'll do what the fucking we do down here is what it is, bitches. So, but yeah, I'm just sick and tired of it, dude. And by the way, for those interested, what they're trying to act, what MSNBC, the fucking fake news pieces of shit like Minka, what's his name? Minka Brzezinski, or what fucking name is there, and that piece of shit Morning Joe, etc. Who, by the way, murdered a fucking intern when he was a congressman and should be in prison for that one. Never talked about that one, though. That's why I will. But yeah, you have those assholes acting as if Ohio is the only state to ever do this shit, which, by the way, 41 other states already have 6% thresholds that amend their constitutions, you dumb motherfuckers, at a state level. Ohio would have just been the 42nd had that passed, which it should have passed, and it would have passed. People hadn't been a bunch of idiots and fucking voted against it. And then you got these fuckers lying and being like, there were false claims the amendment would erode parental rights and allow abortion up to the moment of day of birth and gender transition surgery for minors, except it totally will, you fucking lying ass pricks. Lewis says it right in the thing, dude. When you literally, that's why I feel like the mainstream media needs to be sued for slander at this point, dude, for real. Like, especially MSNBC at this point, honestly, because they're the ones fucking lying about shit there, man. No, when you literally have in the fucking writings a woman's OBGYN on a case-by-case basis can decide viability of a child, yes, you can have moment of birth, day of birth, etc. fucking abortions, you fucking pieces of shit. Because as I've said before, you can have one kid that's 5-6 months along and then be like, yep, that's viable. Go ahead with your pregnancy. Oh, you don't want to have that kid with your 5 or 6 months along? Okay, it's not viable. Go ahead and kill that kid now. We can just film right here, right now. Pay us the money. And then we're going to go ahead and, cut this child up into little pieces like we do every fucking time and then sell it for fucking parts at that point. Which is what they do, man. Like I said before, I would never show that on this channel because I don't want to get channel strike for it, because I know it would give me channel strikes. But yeah, it's something that should be shown to every single kid in the fucking health class right now, where they literally show how they take a fucking tube, shove it inside of a chick, suck out embryonic fluid from her womb area, and then go in there with some fucking forceps and just rip fucking chunks of a child out, dude. Piece by fucking piece. And then put it back together. And that's exactly, by the way, what the woman who worked for Planned Parenthood that the movie Unplanned is based upon, that Abby Johnson, who saw that shit happen, and it was a different procedure, actually. It was a vacuum thing that they used to suck the kid out, is what it was. And you literally saw this baby moving around in the womb. You see this vacuum sucky thing coming in there, and you see this child literally trying to basically clench at the inside of the mother's stomach and womb area to get away before it gets sucked the fuck out. That shit is demonic, dude. That is child murder. 100% of the time. It needs to be treated as such at this point in history. Like I said many times, we are fighting demons. What we're seeing right now is a battle between good and evil. And evil is only winning because strong, good men refuse to do nothing. Because strong, good women refuse to do nothing. And what's even more disgusting is, then you had last night at the fucking DNC headquarters in Washington, D.C., you had a bunch of pro-Palestine people try to fucking basically insurrection that fucking place now. And what are they going to get? Slap on the fucking wrist. Just like everybody else, dude, that's a leftist. Because we have this 2, 3, 4 tier justice system right now that we're in. I'm getting so fucking sick and tired of that shit, by the way. Anyway. My God, dude. I'm gonna sue MSNBC at this point, dude, and I'll tell you why. Because, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly why. With this fucking bullshit lie right here, 75% of Ohioans didn't buy what the GOP and its Christian right allies were selling and voted no to make the abortion a state constitutional right. It wasn't 75%, you fucking lying cunts. It was literally 50-something% of the fucking vote. And I'm actually going to go find exactly what the fucking number was at the end of the day. And we will see, I will show you from the Ballotpedia exactly what the fucking number was then. Yeah. Actual reality, the 75% BS they want to claim is the fucking first go around where it was the early voting crap that was put in there first then. What was actually done here was, let me see here now. Yeah, you had 2,186,962, or 56.62% of the vote, versus 1,675,728, or 43.38% of the vote, you fucking pieces of shit liars. Yeah, it wasn't no 75%, you asswipes. It was less than 60% of the vote, which, by the way, the reason they conveniently leave out the fact it was less than 60% of the vote was because, shocker, had we actually had the real issue one in place, which was a 6% threshold, you would have had to get 60% of the vote to amend the Constitution. These fuckers were over 3.5% under that fucking number. So fuck you, MSNBC, you fucking lying cunts. It's really time for the fucking fake news mainstream to be sued in the goddamn ground at this point, dude, and lose First Amendment freedom of the press forever at this point in history, honestly. Just based on that bullshit lie alone, when you're falsely claiming it was almost 20% more than it actually was. Like, how is that not disinformation 100%, dude? It's not only disinformation, it's misinformation, it's literally fucking libel, slander, etc. at that point. So, anyway. And of course, these fuckers would never do this during a Trump presidency year, because they know they wouldn't get the fucking votes, dude. Because they know for a fact back in 2020, you had over 6 million Ohioans that came out to the fucking polls. The majority of them being people that actually care about human life. Had they done this bullshit amendment next year, it would have never fucking passed. You would have had like 60, 70% of the fucking vote the other way is what it would have been, dude. And it would have been the opposite of this shit. Which is exactly why it needs to be redone next fucking year entirely. And you find out the real numbers then. Anyway, I'm pretty much done for the day. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Like I said, really just wanted to come on there and, about what was going on with me at a in-game stuff, and then, real life stuff with the family and whatnot. So, and it just turned into this weird 2-hour chat now. But, yeah, I'll be back in about 14 hours or so, give or take, with a new episode of the Grandstand. Or not Grandstand. A new episode of fuck, what do I do now? I can't remember what I'm doing now. New episode of Buckshot Thursday, that's what it is. Yeah. Sorry, my mind just kind of went away because of tiredness is what it was, seriously. Yeah, sometimes you just start to go out of your own head is what it is at that point, man. And unfortunately, it happens from time to time. And it's not good when it does. So, anyway, that being said, I think that's pretty much where we're at for the day. I'm going to check one thing real quick. I want to check out something really fast. Because I want to see if, in fact, I'm going to try to jump back over to our thing here real quick. I want to read this guy's chats real fast about the thing, and then I want to also read and see if Megan sent me anything back or not here. I don't know if she did or not. I don't think she did, but who knows. Actually going to rally this one and see if somebody jumps on it or not. So anyway, yeah, we'll see now. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so that guy did get beat by this other dude then. Makes sense, logically speaking. Is what it is. Oh, seems like everybody's coming right to me now. Nice. Apparently nobody realized that was there, and I'm just like, hey, anyone want to do this now? And they're like, yep. So, do this before I got jump back over then, because I got another. Let's see where we're at now. Yeah, I gotta do this in a little bit here, because if I don't, I'll be the opposite way then. Yeah. I want to make sure I got all my things from my, what you call it here too, just to make sure that I'm not going to get screwed out of other stuff in the real accounts, because I don't really consider that fourth account a real account yet. I'm debating about just giving it up though come the end of this coming season is what it'll be, because there's really no reason to have it there anymore. It's just taking up time and resources right now, diverting my attention from the actual what's going to happen here in season 7, which is going to take way more precedent and priorities and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. Anyway. Yeah, I just want to check to make sure that none of these are viable right now. Oh, okay, I just got lone triggers in these ones like a minute ago, so that's good, I guess. All right. That's done. That's done. That's done. This is done. This is done. This is done. That's done. 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 Okay, now we go back and we look to see if anything was said here or not. Check my Thriving Forces event right now. Okay, I only have the one. That's what I thought. Jumping on that guy. Can't remember if I did something or not here. I feel like I didn't. So I'm gonna do it right there then. Yep, I didn't get one there. Okay, that's what I thought. Can't remember if I need to get one under Wicked's account or not right now. Should probably just throw one down just in case. Oop. Shit. What the fuck? Damn, that thing just screwed me all up there, man. Alright, let me see here now. Grab my thing back here. Okay. Now, let me see if I need one of these or not. I did not. So now we need to go 2, apparently. So that's just the one, son of a bitch. Well, I guess I'll join that and see if you let me join it. I assume you will. Who knows, though? Anyway, see if she ever got back to me in this account then or not. Nope. Yeah, kind of wondered on that one. Well, that's all the confirmation I really need, then is what it is. Like, either she didn't bother looking or she did look and just doesn't care is what it is. So we'll find out in another day or two, probably, like I said. So, anyway. Let's see here now. Go ahead and proc this. Do one more rally here. Proc this over here. Do another rally over there. And then basically call it a night after that. Because I need to get the hell off this map before my last hour of my shield expires, because I don't want to get attacked back by anybody. Especially not since we got less than a day left in this region right now for the rewards. So, don't want to just randomly give somebody something I don't need to. No need for that, ever. But anyway. Let's see here. What am I doing over here now? Okay, I gotta go for builds. Alright, what do we need to build then? Go for Town Hall, I guess, because that's got 9 days ago on it right now. Don't know if I have enough. Okay, I do. I say do a little bit of whatchamacallit here too for the whatchamacallit thingy. Let's see. Go back to the town hall. Do another few hundred into that. Get my stuff for the last day. Make sure I'm grabbing all the good shit here. Check my commendation right now, and I'm still 7th right now. Okay, so let's see, 8, 9, 10. Should be good though. I don't think there's anybody that's holding on to like 4, 5, 6,000. Well, let's see. Yeah, 17. You have to have like 6,000. Now it's to be 7,000 plus right now to go above me. I don't see them holding on to 7K right now at 30, 32, 34, 36, whatever it is there. So I just don't think they got it what it is. Better be the fucking case. That's all I gotta say about that one. But yeah, so I think I'm in pretty good shape right now, and I'm currently top 6 right now in this event. With 2 days left for the Thriving Forces here, so that's cool. I'm about to just do like a Chester Cheeto. It's not easy being cheesy. That's my profile pic now or something for the one game account. Because that'd be funny. Alright, you guys are going to be here for a minute then. That's cool. And how long does this guy fucking take? Okay, there you guys are now. Alright, those two should be done momentarily then. And then I can simply jump out for the rest of the day is what it'll be. Got some serious ear issue going right now for some reason. But anyway, yeah, like I said, that does suck, but it is what it is, man. At least now I know why. So, like I said, I'd rather know than not know, because it sucks to just be on the hook right now and just be like, I don't know why this person's being an asshole. But then when you find out why they are, it's like, oh, okay. And if they had simply just said something a while ago, it's like, that's on you. And I think that the thing that I think is really fucked up about the whole thing actually is like, it's like, meanwhile, like, she was gone for like almost an entire season with her, home life stuff there is what it was. And it was the rest of us keeping that fucking coalition and clan going at the time, dude. And yet she wants to talk about, like selfishness and stuff like that, which I'm not saying like any of that anyway is what it is there. I'm just saying like, like she wants to claim I'm selfish, but like I'm the one sitting there helping keep that motherfucker rolling that entire time. It's why you left me in the R4 position you did at the time. So I don't know. Like I said, it just feels very like disheartening to see this whole thing and get fucked over like that based on some BS is what it is. So I don't know, man. Just feels weird. So, but that being said, I'm not going to start all over again and be, back to like T8s or something like that here and be another fucking year from now. It'll be talking about T10 or whatever. It's like, nah, man, I'm just going to stay there is what it is. And, hopefully she gets over her shit is what it is then, understands from my perspective what I told her before. And then we can come back together and remain friends is what it is then. So, especially when I was sending her stuff recently about like, because the thing is, it's like, I don't know if she checked her Discord or not the other day, but like, yeah, I sent her something on Discord. And I'm just like, if I didn't care about the fucking clan, I wouldn't be sending any of this stuff is what it is to like, be like, hey, this is why these people should be getting guides from us and stuff like that. If you want me to make these guides, like, let me know, kind of thing. It's like, if I didn't actually care about the fucking clan, like I wouldn't be talking about that stuff to you to make like, the really fucking low, the really, weak people in here that are just weak because of, various reasons or whatever there to be able to make them stronger in the long run. And it's like, yeah, if I didn't give a shit about them, dude, I wouldn't be helping, trying to facilitate something like that. So, I don't know. It just feels very, like I said, kind of like a slap in the face, honestly, in some cases. But, it is what it is, man. And like I said, I shouldn't feel this way. I really shouldn't, but like, I do, unfortunately. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because I felt like I was being given, responsibility and people actually gave a shit. That's what it was. But apparently not. So, yeah, it is what it is, though. Like I said, though, I'll be back later for Buckshot Thursday, and then we'll have Freedom Friday tomorrow, and then do some other stuff. Hopefully, Corey will be with us for this Buckshot Thursday in about
14-ish hours, give or take. Till later. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. And fuck mainstream media specifically MSNBC, who's a bunch of lying ass pricks and will always be lying ass pricks because they are the fakest fake news pieces of shit on earth and should never have freedom of the press ever again in this country's history because they're not press. They have never been press. They wouldn't know what press looks like if it walked up and bitch slapped them across the fucking face, honestly. And it's simple as that. Also, stay strapped. Because you never know if some motherfucking crazy ass sons of bitches are going to be MK Ultra'd by the government and go on another mass killing spree like they've done forever in this country's history. So, till later. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.